Good day everyone. So for today's discussion, we're going to tackle about the mountain belts on the continental crust. So for today's discussion objectives, we are going to describe the mountain belts and its types, discuss the earth crust, discuss the continental crust, discuss the two types of crust, and the Cratons and Orogenic belt. This is Ilham Aloyodan together with Jamal Binatara, and welcome in this informative video. Plate tectonics. Plate tectonics is a scientific theory that explains how major landforms are created as a result of Earth's subterranean movements. The movements of these planets are what accounts for the noticeable geologic event, such as earthquake, volcanic eruption, and building of mountains. Mountain belts is a group of mountain ranges, while mountain ranges is a group of mountains located close together where they often share the geological origins, similar form, size and age, and have arisen the same coast, usually an orogeny. Orogeny or mountain building is the result of collision between two land masses. Orogeny is a process in which a section of the earth crust folded and deformed by lateral compression to form a mountain range. What causes mountain belts? Mountains form where two continental plates collide. Since both plates have a similar thickness and weight, neither one will sink under the other. Instead, they crumple and fold until the rocks are forced off to form a mountain range. As the plates continue to collide, mountains will get taller and taller. So, there are two types of mountain belts, the Circum-Pacific Belt and the Eurasian Melanesian Belt. The Circum-Pacific belts form a ring around the Pacific Ocean, while the Eurasian Melanesian belts runs from the Pacific Island through Asia and southern Europe and into northwestern Africa. A mountain belt, also known as a mountain system, is a group of geographically distinct mountain ranges that nevertheless can be grouped into a larger system, usually arising from the same underlying cause. A mountain belt is a range of mountains linked together. And there is 5 major mountain belts in the world: the Himalayas, the Karakoram, the Hindu Kush, the Pamirs, and the last one is the Hinduan Mountain. Mountain belts are typically 1,000 kilometers long and hundreds of kilometers across and parallel continental coastlines. It sounds really long, right? Well, it's because it really is. And considering that tectonic plates move so slowly, the common wisdom would suggest that they must take millions of years to form.
To further elaborate the topic, let's also delve into the Earth's crust. Primarily, continental crust that plays an essential role in most mountain ranges formation. First, let's define the crust and the two types of crust. The first one is continental crust and the second one is oceanic crust. What is crust? The crust is the outer layer of the Earth, which is a thin layer between 5 to 70 km thick. It is the solid rock layer upon which we live. As its name suggests, oceanic crust, the layer of the Earth that forms the ocean floor. It has relatively high density, especially when cold and old. On the other hand, continental crust, the layer of the Earth's lithosphere that carries land, and it has a relatively low density, which is 2.7 grams per centimeter, and has a composition similar to granite. Continental plates are usually quite thick, which are between 35 and 100 km compared to the much thinner oceanic plates, which are between 5 to 10 km. The effect of the different densities of lithospheric rock can be seen in the different average elevation of continental and oceanic crust. The less dense continental crust has greater buoyancy, causing it to float much higher in the mantle, having an average elevation of 840 meters above sea level, while the average depth of oceanic crust is 3,000 790 meters. When pieces of Earth's crust called plates crash into each other at convergent plate boundaries, continental crust is thrust up in the process of orogeny or mountain building. And the thicker the continental crust is, the taller the mountain will be. For this reason, the thickest parts of continental crust are the world's tallest mountain ranges. As what my partner said, orogeny or mountain building is the result of collision between two land masses. Like icebergs, the tall peaks of the Himalayas and the Andes are only part of the region's continental crust. The crust extends unevenly below the Earth as well as soaring into the atmosphere. Also, the Himalayas are the world's highest mountain range. The crust beneath them is almost twice the normal thickness. Since the continental crust is made out of granite and is thicker than the oceanic crust, the crust is thicker under the continents. The continents themselves are covered by a thin veneer of sediments in most areas. Cratons are the oldest and most stable part of the continental lithosphere, and also are usually found deep in the interior of most continents which have attained tectonic stability. That means that they haven't changed much over hundreds of million years. The rocks that comprise the cratons have been deformed from ancient tectonic processes, and it's thought that they represent the deep cores of ancient mountain ranges. It's these cores around which the continents have grown. Some continents have more than one craton. Australia and Africa, for example. It is if twin separate continents have been welded together. These cratons are usually stable for long periods of time, like 100 million of years. Both shields and platforms provided crucial information to geologists about Earth's early history and information. And then, we have also the orogenic belts, which word oro means mountain. So, orogenic belts are basically mountain belts. They are elongated regions, meaning to say, a greater length regions or larger regions of continental crust that have been intensely folded and faulted and metamorphosed. These orogenic belts differ in age, size, history, and exact region, but they were all once mountainous regions that are now eroded to various degrees. The Appalachians, for example, are nearly flat, whereas the Himalayas still extend to 29,000 to 30,000 feet above sea level.
So, in all conclusions, mountain formation processes are concentrated at the boundary of tectonic plates and are particularly active where the plates are moving away or converging. Geologists are helping to understand our planet's tectonic past by investigating the origin of particular mountain bands. Geologists now have an explanation for what causes mountains to form.
We hope you learned something. Thank you.